Welcome to Kaiju KO. This is the board layout. Have the number 1 facing each player. The Kaiju are arranged: Blaster, Armor, Saber. Saber, Armor, Blaster. Second player follows the same layout. Separate the passive and immediate decks. Place the red and blue artifacts in the bag. Give each player a set of blue and red dice. Determine who goes first. Each player starts with 1 immediate card. The game is played through a series of phases, starting with the passive phase, followed by the artifact phase, then the action phase. The player's turn is over once the player declares it. Let's begin! The passive phase begins when a player has a passive card on their hand. You may equip 1 passive card from your hand. Place it in front of you so it's visible to your rival. This card is now equipped, and the card's ability is available to play. For the artifact phase, the player rolls a red and blue die. The colors correspond with the colors of the edge of the board. The numbers function as coordinates. If we were to roll a red 3 and a blue 4, it will land here. Randomly pull out an artifact from the bag and place it on the board. In order to pick up an artifact, a player's Kaiju must occupy the same artifact spot on the board. If an artifact lands on the Kaiju, they automatically collect that artifact during the artifact phase. Artifacts can stack if they land on the same spot. Now it's the action phase. You must spend 2 action points by the end of your turn. The rest are optional. During the action phase, you may collect artifacts, battle once per turn, and play as many immediate and passive cards as long as the card allows it. An action point can be spent by moving any Kaiju adjacently on the board in any of the 4 directions. Movement can be split between other Kaiju. You can battle, collect artifacts, or play immediate cards and passive cards before, in between, or after spending your action points. Action points are currency. Some cards may spend or add to your action points. Keep in mind that battling, playing immediate and passive cards is a choice, but you must spend all of your action points to declare the turn over. Now let's talk about artifacts. When you collect an artifact, draw 2 cards that correspond to its color. Passive cards are blue, immediate cards are red. Decide if you want to keep one of the cards or discard them both. If you decide to keep a card, you must give the card that you did not choose to your rival. When you pick up an artifact, place it to the side. When there are no more artifacts left in the bag, take all of the artifacts that are not on the board and return it to the bag. When cards are discarded, you are to put it in the discard pile face up, so both players can see what's no longer in the deck. If there are no more cards in the deck, take the discarded cards, shuffle them, and place them face down. You are only allowed to hold 3 cards. If you exceed the amount of cards at hand, then you must discard 1. You cannot play cards while choosing cards. In order to battle, you must be adjacent to your rival's Kaiju. The player must announce that they will battle. Once initiated, the battle begins. The Kaiju's class system is in effect. Blasters are strong against Sabers. Sabers are strong against Armor, and Armors are strong against Blasters. The attack round is when the initiator rolls their dice. Then their rival enters the counter round, and they roll their dice. Whoever has the larger total damage wins the battle. The player that loses removes their Kaiju from the board. If the total damage is a tie, the battle is over. The Kaiju stay in place. The amount of dice used depends on the classes that are in battle. If the classes are the same, then they both use 1 die each. If the units are different, such as Blasters versus Saber, Blasters use 2 dice, Saber uses 1 die, and so forth. After the player declares their turn over, the turn order begins for the next player. This continues until 1 player loses all of their Kaiju, and the player with Kaiju still on the board is declared the winner.